with Jake and Joy, season 10. I cannot even believe that we've been doing this for 10 seasons. And this year, speaking of seasons, we're talking about cooking with the seasons a little bit. I actually did some research on this, and I couldn't find many cookbooks that specifically said, oh, this is for winter or this is for summer. But I did look up what the USDA says, and they have a whole list of like what vegetables are only in the summer, and there aren't very many, and it's really because of how we've changed the way we're growing food, which is a whole nother topic that we'll talk about another time. Right. But I did find this great cookbook by Laura Wright, fantastic photographer, and she's got
Derek.
I'm so jealous.
Daryl has some things to say.
Yeah, and she's got some really great recipes. She talks about cooking with the seasons, but she doesn't really talk about it in the cookbook.
Right.
Also, what I found is that you gotta, and this is true of any cookbook, not just yours, Laura, if you're watching, but a lot of different cookbooks, you wanna read the recipe through and see if it makes sense to you for the way that you cook. For example, this recipe calls for making your own salsa. I like store-bought salsa. This is made by my friend David Hernandez in Santa Barbara. This was his mother's recipe, and it's called Salsa Especial, and Trader Joe's carries it exclusively, and it's my favorite salsa in the world. So I'm gonna make that. Now, you could use a pico de gallo or something like that, but I'm gonna use that. We're gonna make the guacamole, but so you just kind of have to look things through. For this recipe, you're going to need 4 small sweet potatoes, a half a cup of uncooked brown basmati rice, 1 cup of cooked black beans, a teaspoon of ground cumin, a half a clove of garlic minced, a half a teaspoon of virgin olive oil, 1 teaspoon of tomato paste, and a pinch of salt. Then you'll need either to make salsa yourself, or you'll need to buy store-bought as we did. And for the guacamole, you can either buy store-bought or you can make it like we did with 1 ripe medium-sized avocado, half a clove of garlic minced, a tablespoon of fresh lime juice, 2 tablespoons of chopped fresh cilantro leaves, and a generous pinch of salt. Then for the topping, you can use shredded cabbage or romaine, and you can also use hot sauce if you like. Now that we have the ingredients, I'm going to show you how we're going to put it together.
Yeah.
First thing is, she calls for mixing uncooked rice with cooked beans, which to me does not make sense.
Sounds counterintuitive.
It sounds counterintuitive.
Yeah.
So I used brown basmati rice, and I boiled it in vegetable stock, which is not also something that she doesn't call for, but I like rice much better. And your son Jameson ate a whole plate of it the other night. I know he likes rice, but I've never seen him eat that much rice.
Yeah, he does. It's good to add the veggie broth, and we have a rice cooker, which I really love. I know you can do it on the stove just fine.
Do you put vegetable stock
you can
in
put,
it?
Yeah, you can put garlic, vegetable stock, salt and pepper. You can put whatever you want into it, and the rice cooker does it all for you. I love that.
So I'm going to mix everything that she calls for before you cook it. I'm going to add it now. Okay. So I've got a half a cup of cooked rice, which ends up making about 2 servings, and I've got a cup of black beans that were already cooked, which is what she says to use. But I think that if I would have added them to the rice and cooked them for 45 minutes...
Wait, what's going on with that drawer over there? Is there a secret drawer?
Secret drawer.
Let's check it out.
Secret drawer.
Wait, there's the drawer.
And look, you didn't even know that was there.
How long did it take us to figure that out?
Forever. We were here for an hour in the house, and I'm like, how can they have a rental house without any utensils? I was losing my mind.
Or coffee filters.
And then
the owner was like, did you read the instruction manual? No.
Ironic that we're doing a show about instruction.
All right, and then we're going to add a teaspoon of ground cumin. This is a special cumin. This is black cumin. And Dr. Greger, who wrote the book How to Not Die and How to Not Diet, really recommends using black cumin. There's a lot of health benefits to it.
1 teaspoon?
It's a whole teaspoon, yep. And then she calls for a half a clove of garlic, but I like garlic.
Yeah,
I don't want to use a half a clove of garlic. I want to use a whole clove. So it's minced. Do you remember what minced is?
No.
I was going to do a chopping demo.
Want the grater?
No, I'm going to mince it. I'm going to mince it, and I'm going to mince enough for the guacamole as well, because we're going to make our own guacamole.
So how many cloves are you going to put in the rice, do you think, then?
About 1.
1.
Yeah.
And then you put...
And I'll put 1 into the guacamole, because we're only going to use...
Wasn't that like 4 cloves?
This was 2 cloves.
Oh.
They were just broken.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to mince. This is minced.
That's not. That's
it's
like
not
chopped.
yet. Right now, it's just chopped.
Do you want me to do it?
Sure, you do it.
Okay.
You smarty pants.
I'm not. I just...
You just don't like what I'm doing?
You're reading... You can read the thing over there.
Okay, I'm going to put in a half... While you're doing that...
Because I can't read it
I'm going to put a half a teaspoon of olive oil, which also seems like a kind of a small amount, so I let it pour a little bit more over that. And we're gonna use a pinch of salt.
Is that pink Himalayan sea salt?
This is pink Himalayan sea salt. Yes, it is. And she calls for a teaspoon of tomato paste. So when I read the ingredients, that's where the tomato paste comes in. But I don't think I would like that, so I'm not putting it in here because I'm going to eat this.
Okay.
And if it's going to have salsa on it, I don't like the idea of guacamole and tomato paste. Do you?
Not that much. So if you're watching and you love tomato paste, go for it.
Yeah, put it in. Okay.
I was talking to my husband last night after filming yesterday, and he was like, you know, I really think of recipes as being like guidelines, and
I do too.
and you have to then decide, like, look at it and say, I don't think I would like that, or
You can't do that with baking.
no, not with baking,
You
but
can't
like,
do it with baking. But then you can't. You also can't do it with sewing. I used to try to do that with sewing when I was little.
I did not see that coming.
I know. I was like, what's she gonna? I thought she was gonna say cocktails or something. Sewing, like out of left field.
Yeah, traffic lights. No, there's no like.
No, but seriously, I grew up like doing home ec and 4-H and all this stuff, and I always thought that patterns were just like kind of an idea. And so like I didn't like is really hard to do cuffs on sleeves, so I made everything into 3/4 length sleeves. So
Great
that it was
idea.
So it was super easy to do them.
But then you didn't have full sleeves.
No, I had 3/4.
Sewing with joy.
Okay, so one of these in here.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, awesome. Okay, so that's cool. I also did the baked potatoes ahead of time. So she says to use 4 small baked sweet potatoes.
Okay.
And these are, this is what a sweet potato looks like before you cook it.
Yeah, perfect.
Perfect. And
It looks
Jameson loves
pretty
these.
similar when it comes out of the oven.
Jameson loves these wrapped in foil. That's a recipe for free inside
Yeah.
of this recipe.
Yeah. A recipe.
It's a recipe for disaster. A recipe for free. You can take these little guys and wrap them in tin foil, and kids love them. They cool down and they unwrap them, and I don't know why he loves them so
loves
much
it
more
so
that
much.
way, like that.
Yeah.
All right, so I cooked these ahead of time as being very smart. I baked them at 400 degrees for a little bit more than 45 minutes. It said 45, but you kind of got to keep an eye on them. I want them to be really soft when I eat them. I don't like hard
I don't either.
sweet potatoes.
I don't either.
I don't mind hard russet potatoes, but I do not like hard sweet potatoes.
Agreed.
So we take each one of them and we put them into a little bowl like this,
Okay.
and then we need to open them up. She
Okay.
says to peel back the skin, but that doesn't seem smart to me. I would squish them open. You have to take a fork.
Well, yeah, because I was trying to squish it, and it was just sort of
It was just
actually squishing.
It was actually squishing,
Yeah.
which we don't want it to actually squish.
I need a...
We just want it to. See this one? Oh, that one won't work either. We need a fork.
This
we need
Look at
works.
the secret drawer.
worked.
Look at the secret
Oh,
drawer.
what did you do?
Just to, you know.
Just use your magic. In
Yeah.
the secret drawer, I'll take a spoon and pry that one open.
yeah, probably with
So
a
you don't want
utensil.
to destroy the thing. You want
Yeah,
it
you
to be
want it to
open like a baked potato, which you don't normally do with a sweet potato.
Right.
So it worked really well with a spoon. And what we're trying to do is, it's like, it looks like it's going to look like a burrito.
Oh, this one's kind of hard still.
Is it? Huh, because they were
That's weird, yeah.
That is
Okay,
really
all
weird.
right.
Why would one of them
Looks
not
good.
be cooked? All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the rice and bean mixture with the cumin and the garlic and the little bit of olive oil and the salt, and we're going to put that in like it's the meat in a burrito, right?
Okay.
So I would put a little bit more than that.
I'm just gonna start. Just
Okay.
Just back off.
All right, while you're doing that, I'm going to start the guacamole. So guacamole is really pretty easy to make, and there's so many different ways to make it. When I when I was in college, I used to go to Florida in the wintertime, and we would get these great big avocados. I think they're called choquettes.
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, they're huge, and they
Yeah.
taste really different. They don't
Yeah.
have as much oil in them.
Yeah, they're like kind of watery, right?
They are kind of watery, but they make great guacamole.
Great
Great guacamole.
Guacamole. This is a little trick that you probably know, is to score the avocado inside of the
Wait, rescore it.
rescore. Well, I'll show you on this one.
Yeah.
7 years ago.
Wait, hold on. I want to see you score that. Make sure I do it correctly.
So it's not scoring like music scoring. It's scoring. Make sure you take out the bruised parts. I love Trader Joe's for a lot of things, but their avocados are not typically great. But really weird up here, I don't know what is happening to Whole Foods, but we couldn't get any ripe avocados. So many things that we could not get. So I had to go to Trader Joe's. So putting this in the bowl. Now, if I wasn't going to have salsa on top, I would put salsa into the guacamole. Some people don't like salsa in guacamole. I do. I like chopped up tomatoes.
I mean, there are so many different ways that people make guacamole. People are really specific of like when they're gonna make it. Like some people put like yogurt, like plain yogurt in it. Some people put like chopped up onions and tomatoes
usually when you
in
put
it.
plain yogurt in it, it's because you're cheap and you don't want to use the avocados and you're trying to extend it. Some people put mayonnaise in it for the same reason, which I do not like. Can you give me a fork from the secret drawer, please? The secret drawer. All right, we're gonna mash this up. We're gonna add a little bit of salt. We're gonna add some lime juice, a tablespoon of lime juice. And if I had a lemon juicer, I would use that. The lime is really great. I'm curious what this is gonna taste like with sweet potato. It sounds interesting.
How much? Just a little.
Just a tinge. We've been using too much salt
Yeah.
lately. You can always add more salt later,
Right,
but you can't take it out. So just gonna mash that up. And you can add some fresh cilantro if you want. Not everybody likes cilantro. Did you know that's actually a single gene trait?
I did. You did tell me that. I did know that. So we can put that on at the end and top it with if you want.
Well, we can top it with we're going to use romaine to put on as a little garnish. You could also use cabbage, which I would like, but I don't have any.
Okay.
So I'm leaving it kind of chunky.
Okay, and then I'll put this on top.
Put that on, and then we'll add the salsa last.
Do you want it? Yeah. Okay, great.
Do you like it?
It looks great. I like a lot of guacamole, so
I know
that's
you do.
like what I'm gonna do. That
Well,
one's fine.
we've got enough to put on all four.
Yeah.
This is lunch.
Yeah, we're already gonna take a break and eat this.
I'm ready.
Your dad's probably going to want some too.
Yeah. Beautiful.
I'm
gonna eat this.
You're going to eat that? All right, then we're going to use a little bit of salsa. And people can add more salsa if they want. This is a really beautiful dish, Laura.
The author of the cookbook.
The author of the cookbook.
They're like, who's Laura? Is that me?
Are you guys cheating on me with another photographer?
And you know, this calls for way more salsa than you actually need. I mean, people can put more on if they want it, but that looks really beautiful. And then we could top it with cilantro, or we could top it with romaine, but I think
I'm leaving mine like that.
I think it looks really
I'm not
great
gonna
like
put
that.
any on there.
I think it looks awesome.
Yeah, there's some good guacamole
So
too.
maybe we should go outside and have lunch?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Okay.
Hey, if you make this recipe, let us know what twists you make to it, because there's a lot of different things that you can do with this, and now it's really got my mind going. We've done some stuffed sweet potatoes in the past, but this is the first time that we've made a burrito out of a sweet potato, and I'm really excited to try it. So leave your comments down below, and subscribe.
Wait, I do have a question.
What?
If it's a burrito, are you supposed to pick it up or cut it?
Well,
Okay, let's do. Okay, I think we have to.
you can do that
Okay,
on
ready?
camera. I'm not doing that.
Okay.
I'm not doing that. My hands are already too messy. Does it work? Mm-hmm. Is it delicious? Mm-hmm. Yum? Mm-hmm. Really good?
That was really good. The sweet potato was really good.
Is it? Mm-hmm. Awesome. Mm-hmm. High five. On the side. Down low. To social. That's for you, Jameson. Leave your comments below. Subscribe. Share us with your friends. And we'll see you in our next episode. Bye.